I am going to be showing you my Memoria Press haul, what I got for my kids. In this video, I'm going to be showing you what I got for my rising 6th grader. She is in the 5th grade curriculum right now. It's kind of pieced together. It's not the package like it shows on their website. I kind of just do my own thing, and I use the manual as a guide for me. So like in the manual up here, it says second form Latin. We're actually going to be continuing to do our first form Latin, so I'll just be changing a couple things out. And like the math, we do Saxon math. So just using this as a template, it keeps us on track, and I know that we're where we should be. So another thing we are doing is timeline. We did timeline with CC when we were in that our first year of homeschooling. Last year we did Memoria Press, and this year we're going to do Memoria Press. So I went ahead and got the timeline since I enjoy the program. So it comes with a handbook, the composition and sketchbook, and the timeline cards. And then for her cursive and printing, she's going to be doing handwriting without tears. This is the cursive that she has. So it's really easy. She enjoys it. We tried some other different cursive programs, and she hated it, but she really does enjoy this. So these are the next 2 books for her that she's going to be doing. This is one of her language arts books that she is going to be using. This is grade 6, so she's doing grade 5. She's almost done with that, so this is just kind of like what it looks like. Good, solid information, getting her familiar with grammar. And then this year she's going to be doing Classical Composition 3. She's a pretty good writer. She did IEW her first year of homeschool, and then last year we did Fable. So I decided to skip her up because I knew she was way above what they were having her do in the Fable. So I thought maybe she needed to go back and to do that before she moved on, but really she'll be fine with this. She also has her English grammar recitation, and this also goes along with the other language arts book. And in the manual, it will tell you which pages to do every day, and they go together. So yeah, and I don't believe that she has to do every page, so it may seem like a lot, but they really pare it down for you so that they're getting just the right amount. And then this is her spelling. She loves the spelling program. I found it through Memoria Press, and she's on F right now. She's not the best speller, but this has made her such a better speller. And now for the reading. So the Aeneid and the Adventures of Odysseus and the Tale of Troy. So this is going to kind of get her into her classical studies, and my boys too. I have 2 boys. They are going to be in 2nd grade and 1st grade, and I can read all of these for them. They enjoy listening to read alouds a lot. And then for her first literature guide, she is going to be finishing up the Trojan War. She started it, but we just had so many other things that we were trying to do. I decided to wait on this and to continue this for her 6th grade year. So she's got about, I'd say about a quarter of it done, so she can finish that up pretty easily. Then we will also be doing The Hobbit. So here is The Hobbit. Here's the student guide. Gives vocabulary, comprehension, discussion questions, enrichment, And then also all of the answers are in the teacher guide with the quiz and test and keys also. So that's the second book that she's going to be reading. And then the third book we're doing together. It's Wuthering Heights, and it is above her grade level. So I'm just going to be reading aloud, and we're going to have a lot of discussions. That's my little boy in the background. Yeah, so we'll be discussing it, not really going too deep because it is, you know, an upper level literature guide that I have here. So I do want her to be able to listen and to read things that are above her grade level, just so that she can get used to reading those hard things. Then she's going to be reading The Bronze Bow. There's the teacher guide again. Answer keys. And the student guide. And these books are going to be read throughout the year. So this is going to take her a whole year to do all of these literature guides. And then the last literature guide she's going to be doing will be Anne of Green Gables. So it comes with a really nice hardbound book. And then again, the student guides. And the teacher guide with all the answers. Okay, so for geography, we are going to be doing Geography 1, and it focuses on the Middle East, North Africa, and Europe. And just a couple few pages to show you. It just really breaks it down into bite-sized pieces. And I actually do this with my rising first and second grader as well. I don't expect them to know it all at the end, but they can be listening and retaining some of that information. So when they do it in their 5th or 6th grade year, they will remember these things, and it might be a little bit easier for them, or so we hope. This is the student text and all that they're going to be doing with that, and it's got a lot of information. And then the teacher guide. And then also another thing I really like about Memoria Press's geography is that they have reviews. So this year we are doing the states and capitals, and they give you a book to continue with your review. And that's also in the manual. It'll give you just that part of the day for geography. It'll say review, you know, this page and that page, so that they're retaining the information and they're not losing it. For science, this will be for all 3 of my kids. Again, I like to do a lot of things together because I think that littles can learn just as much as the older kids. They really are sponges and remember a lot of things. So this is the Book of Insects. So here's the student book. And I like that it's really pared down. We've tried some different science where they're getting a lot of information and it just kind of goes in one ear and out the next. So this really just goes into more detail. And I think it'll be more enjoyable for them as well. So here's the student workbook. And then the teacher guide. Then it also comes with the insects flashcards, the first guide to insects, and then another book of insects. And then again, another teacher guide. We're also going to be continuing with our astronomy. We started doing this last year, and we're going to finish this up. So we have the astronomy student workbook. Here's the teacher guide. And if you hear my kids in the back, they are off from school today. Gave them a day off for Easter. And then for Latin, so my daughter has been doing first form Latin, and she's going to be finishing that up this next year. So we're taking 2 years instead of 1 to do Latin because it's a lot of information, and this is her first foreign language that she's learning, but she's doing really well. So we're going to finish that up. And then I also got her this other Latin program, and this is just to shore up all those ideas and lessons that she's been learning, and also learning how to read and to sing in Latin. There's a songbook. And then again, the teacher manual. So we did Christian Studies 1 this last year. We're finishing that up, and we're going to be doing Christian Studies 2. And really it just goes from the beginning of the Bible all the way through, giving an overview. Here's the teacher's guide. It has maps. They're identifying where places are on the maps. I really like this information. It just gives them an overview. There's really no doctrine in here. It just is what happened. And the teacher manual, I believe all the tests and answer key. And then I also got the map, the small wall maps to go along with it. Using the Christian Studies 1, I realized that maps would be very beneficial for us since I'm doing it with all 3 of my kids. This is again another piece of curriculum that I'm doing with all of them. It's a group one, so I thought this would be a lot easier for them all to see. And then also for our Christian studies, we're going to be doing God's Mighty Acts and Salvation by Star Mead. We are Reformed, so this is a more Reformed doctrine. The Christian studies is really, I haven't found anything that leans one way or the other, but this is definitely leans Reformed, because that's what we are. And then also we're going to be starting Training Hearts, Teaching Minds by Star Mead, and this is just a catechism. The questions. We have been doing Truth and Grace Catechism by Founders Ministries, and we really like that, but I kind of wanted to go a little more deep into the questions and having kind of this to go along with our other catechism that we're doing. And then for our classical studies, we are going to be doing the book of Ancient Romans. Here's the book, so I'll be reading this, and this might take us, I don't know, I'm not really sure how long this is going to take us, but we're really taking a gentle approach to this. I'm not insisting that they answer every question, and even in the manual it does tell you, like, don't expect them to answer everything and write everything. Sometimes we just do a lot of it orally as well, and my littles, they do everything orally, and I'll ask them these questions, and you know, sometimes they know it and sometimes they don't, but they're here and they're learning and they're listening. So, and the teacher guide, and to go along with that, we're doing the famous men of Rome. And I haven't seen anything where, and this is a beautiful book, where Memoria has said to do these two together, but I'm going to try it out because I like to do my own thing. I definitely pick and choose what things I want to do for Memoria Press, and I really don't look at what level they're at, you know, unless it's really, you know, way over their head logic for, you know, high schoolers. But I think that they can learn things just as well. And then the student guide. and the teacher guide. And then last thing is we will be doing our poetry. So I did get this last year and I was kind of at a loss on how to implement this. And really, since actually looking at the curriculum manual, I've really gotten a handle on how to use these things. And I will be modifying and changing it, like I said, but yeah, so here's the anthology of the poetry. And for the littles, they do suggest a different poetry book, Poetry for Children, I believe, or the Children's Guide to Poetry. Anyways, we're gonna all do this together. So, and here's the student guide again, same. And the teacher guide. And then the last thing I got for her was the Ancient Civilization small wall maps. Again, it's just nice for them all to be able to see, for it to be bigger than just in the manuals where they can see exactly where things are, they're in color. So I thought that this would be a good extra thing for my kids to have during school. Okay, one more thing I forgot. And this is going to be for all my kids too. We're going to be reading The Story of the World. I got all 4 of the books, volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4. I know we're not going to get through it all, but I just wanted to have them in case we wanted to skip back and forth when we're doing our different American history. And our American history. So we have been doing this year. We're almost done with it. We may go back to this again next year and just go through it and review it. The student guide and the teacher guide, again, similar to the other ones. I got this for this year, the American history outline for her to just shore up those ideas and the information that she needs to know. Because I don't want her to learn all this information and then just have it fly out of her brain, because that's what happened to me. I never remembered any of this stuff. I feel like I'm learning all again. So here's the outline. And then it also has the student guide. There's a theme here. Oh, there's student guides, teacher guides. And then again, the 200 questions about American history. And this is just a short little book that she can be doing throughout the year, just to keep those ideas and dates and names and everything in her head. So that is it for my 6th grader and all of her Memoria Press that I got for her for this coming school year. The one thing I did not get yet is her math, and she will be going into Saxon Math 7/6. So when she gets that, we'll have all of the curriculum ready for her.